It's time for Wenatchee Panther Wrestling on the NCW Life Channel. Today, the Panther Grapplers take on their rivals from the other side of the river, the Eastmont Wildcats. High school sports on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you by the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. TC Slingers, they'll place the material for you. Confluence Health, Wenatchee's premier treatment center. Les Schwab Tires in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. The Windmill Restaurant in Wenatchee. And the Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club. Now let's go Matt side alongside Dave Granstrom. Here's NCW Life Sports Director Eric Granstrom.
Welcome, wrestling fans, here to Wenatchee High School. It's the matchup between the Wildcats and the Panthers as the Eastmont Wildcats come calling across the river to renew the rivalry here with the Panthers. Along with my dad, Dave Granstrom, I'm Eric Granstrom here on the NCW Life Channel. And this is the thrill for me because we've done a little radio wrestling before, back in the day on KPQ with the state tournament in Tacoma. But I get a chance to get you on TV today, Dad.
Wonderful.
Talk about your background for those folks who don't know about you as far as a longtime coach, longtime official here in the state of Washington.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, my career started in the 60s, not the 1860s, the 1960s. However, for most, it probably is about the same. And I coached at Cedar Woolley in one of the more famous programs in the state of Washington. I was the junior high, not middle school, but 7th, 8th, and 9th grade coach there. Under the head coaching auspices of a man named Spud Wally, who's in the Hall of Fame for the wrestling coaches in the state. His record was 116 dual match wins in a row.
And you were looking out here in the hallway. It's a little different here in Eastern Washington unless you find yourself in Sunnyside or Moses Lake.
Right, yes. Moses Lake and Sunnyside, their records are quite similar to Cedar Woolley's. As a matter of fact, that was at the state tournaments, that was always the head-to-head. And then after a few years off, I also coached at Burlington Edison High School, another very good wrestling program there.
Well, Dad was a longtime official as well, way back in the day, and was a clinician and everything else. And so we're going to get both aspects from Dad here tonight on the wrestling and the moves, as well as how the officials are doing, as we'll come back and talk to Jason Erdman, the head coach of Eastmont, as we come to you live here from Wenatchee High School. It's the Wildcats and the Panthers coming up next, wrestling tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. Welcome back to our pre-match show as we get ready for the Panthers and the Wildcats here on the NCW Life Channel. Now talking with Jason Erdman, the head coach for Eastmont. Jason, I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet so far this year. We're early in. How's the season so far?
You know, it's been really good. You know, we took a loss to Sunnyside, which we knew was going to happen. But you know what? I was really proud of my kids. First time I've ever had a loss. You know, it was 58-6, and I was proud of them because none of my kids gave up. I've got 6 kids that are freshmen this year, and I've got several young guys. I've only got 3 varsity guys, or three guys that are seniors this year. Yeah, and so you know what? I was really proud of them. We didn't give up, and you know, my kids have a lot of heart, and you know, I think in a couple of years we're going to be really tough, and I think this year we're going to have a couple of kids that go on and maybe even possibly place at state or at least get to state. So I'm real excited for this season.
Health-wise, how are you coming into this match with Wenatchee tonight?
You know what? We're real healthy, actually. I know Wenatchee's had some issues, and unfortunate for them because we really had some guys we wanted to see tonight that we wanted to wrestle tonight, and unfortunately they're not going to be able to wrestle. But we're healthy. Our kids are doing well, and you know, we've got a great athletic program with Lori Howe, and she does a good job of getting my kids back out real quick. And so our kids are ready to go tonight.
Well, we watched him in the football season. I was really looking forward to see him wrestle tonight. Christian Tonga, the sophomore, that is just a behemoth. How's he looking as far as his wrestling career is shaping up?
Well, you know, he's a pretty special kid. Yeah. You know, he's just got so much natural athletic ability that, you know, he's only had 5 matches this season, and you know, he's about half and half. But I think toward the end of the season, he's going to surprise some kids just because he's such a natural athlete. He's going to surprise a lot of people come the end of the season. He learns every day in practice. He learns something, and you know, he actually cracked my rib the day before Thanksgiving, so I haven't been able to wrestle with the kids in a while. But he's explosive, man. It's fun to watch a kid like that is getting excited about our sport, and he's doing it for football, and he's got a great attitude, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people come down the stretch.
Well, there's no better way to stay in shape than to wrestle, that's for certain. Do the kids get any time off for the holidays? I mean, we're right before Christmas. It's tough keeping weight and everything else.
Our kids don't. We give them Christmas Day and Christmas Eve off. I'll give you an example. Last night, yesterday, we had an 8 o'clock practice. I had an evening practice, and we had an 8 o'clock practice this morning. We're wrestling tonight. So, we've got a lot of young kids that are ready to, they're excited. They want to do this. And so, you know what? We just give them the opportunities to be out there. And, we give them 2 days off, and that's it, because we got to get ready to roll.
Well, I've got my dad joining me on the broadcast tonight. He's a longtime coach, and he always says, mat time, drills, matches. That's how you get better.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we look at this year. We added 3 tournaments this year. We haven't gone to the Hammerhead in a few years. We added that this year. And I had 5 kids that placed in the Hammerhead, which is one of the toughest tournaments in the state. And, I had Adrian Vivanco. He beat a guy who took from Yelm and took second state last year. He beat him for 3rd place. And I had Cesar Cinthio beat a kid that's rated number 2 in the state right now. I've got a couple kids that are really stepping up to the plate right now. Luis Ariano's starting to come on. And I've got Brett Womack that also is really 182 is turning it on. So I think I've got like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 kids that probably can go to state this year and do really well. So I'm excited. We're young, but we got a lot of positive things going for us.
Well, best of luck tonight. Keep everybody healthy.
All right, thank you.
Jason Ehrman joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back and talk to Ed Valdez about Wenatchee and some of their challenges physically. We'll do that when we come back next here on the NCW Life Channel. The pre-match show continues here on the NCW Life Channel. Now talking with Ed Valdez, head coach here for the Wenatchee Panthers. Ed, we were here last week for the Davis match, and that was a fun one to call, fun one to watch. I know not necessarily for you. Those forfeits certainly did cost you last week.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not going to change. The forfeits are going to be hanging with us all year. We've had some situations that just we have to overcome.
Yeah. And that's tough, 106-pounder. You don't just find those in the hallway and say, hey, come out and wrestle.
Yeah, fortunately, we have one of those. It's 13 and 20 that are the problem. Yeah. So, tonight we're doing the fans a big favor by wrestling 2 girls that are highly rated in the state here at 106. So that'll be, an extra bonus, I guess, for the fans out there. And then we're going to move our 13-pounder or our 6-pounder up to 13, so that'll be another match there. And we're trying to, eliminate as many of the forfeits as we can. Fortunately, at the top of the lineup at 220 and 285, we ran into some health issues there, and we just won't be able to fill those weights tonight.
We're still early in the season. You guys had a chance to travel to another meet last weekend, tournament last weekend. How did it go for you guys? I know it's kind of just want to make progress as you go through the season, right?
Well, it was a success in the fact that the kids are starting to wrestle how they are supposed to, so improvement will come much faster. They're not just making things up as they go. They're starting to see where they need to be in position and to improve their position constantly and to keep wrestling. So
that's what's fun. Even watching the junior varsity matches that are going behind us right now is that you can see they got that seed. It's there. They're so close. It's just you got to start making that move.
Yeah, it's always nice to watch the junior varsity. Some of those kids are young, and some of those kids are even seniors that, they just took a while to get where they are, and they like to wrestle, and it's fun to watch these equal matchups out here on the JV. It's fun to see those kids improve.
Well, Ed, thanks for taking the time with us here tonight, and keep everybody healthy through the match.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
You bet. Ed Valdez joining us here on the pre-match show, we'll say. We'll come back and get you ready for the lineups and get you ready for wrestling next on the NCW Life Channel. Welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School as they turn the lights out. So they've got the spotlight on, and we're about ready for wrestling here tonight on the NCW Life Channel. They're announcing our lineup, so let's get right to it here on the NCW Life Channel. By the way, our coach's interview is brought to you by TC Slingers. Rock, bark, sand, soil, they'll place the material for you at TC Slingers. All right, here are the lineups. We're going to start at 113 pounds. For Eastmont, it'll be Jesus Hurtado, a freshman, wrestling against Javier
Aragon, a senior for Wenatchee. At 120 pounds, the Panthers had to forfeit as German Jimenez will get the win at 120 for Eastmont. At 126, it's Luis Arellano for Eastmont against Julio Garcia, the junior, for the Wenatchee Panthers. At 132 pounds, it's Damian Vivanco, the senior for Eastmont, and Jacob Tumene for Wenatchee, the junior. 138 pounds, Cesar Sidio, the junior for Eastmont, taking on the freshman Leo Gutzweiler for the Wenatchee Panthers. At 145 pounds, it's Adrian Vivanco, the sophomore, taking on the junior Jordan Velasquez for the Wenatchee Panthers. At 152 pounds, it's Eastmont senior Landon McClune taking on Orlando Rodriguez, a sophomore, for the Wenatchee Panthers. At 160, Cesar Mendoza, the junior, taking on the senior Pedro Acevedo for Wenatchee. At 170 pounds, senior Josh Hill will battle up against Kean Davis, the senior for Wenatchee. That's at 170. At 182, Brent Womack, the senior for Eastmont, will take on Lucas Carranza, the sophomore from Wenatchee High School. At 195, Christian Flores, the junior for Eastmont, will go up against Jose Galarza, the senior for Wenatchee. There's a forfeit at 220 and 285 pounds for Wenatchee, so Wyatt Erdman, the freshman, at 220 will get the win. So too will the sophomore Christian Tonga at 285. Meanwhile, our final match of the night is going to be a barn burner. It is the 106-pound match where they've moved the girls in to wrestle the varsity match. This will count towards the team count here tonight as Cheyenne Chang of the Eastmont Wildcats will take on Kelsey Ibarra, the sophomore for the Wenatchee Panthers, at 106 pounds in our final match here tonight. The official for the match is Brandon Landis. The head coach for the Wenatchee Panthers, Ed Valdez. He's assisted by Dustin Fisher, Luis Perez, Joe Cordes, and Jake Gutzweiler. Meanwhile, Jason Erdman, the head coach for Eastmont, now in his second year. He's assisted by Dave DeLong, Tyler McGee, Matt Prazer, Scott Womack, and Blaine Vandelay. There are the lineups. Those are the coaches, and we are just about ready for our anthem here tonight on the NCW Life Channel. So we'll take a 60-second break, come back, get you ready for wrestling on the way next. Stay there. Wonderful job on our anthem here tonight as we bring you wrestling here live on the NCW Life Channel. I'm Eric Grandstrom along with my dad Dave Grandstrom here tonight as we get ready for this matchup between the Eastmont Wildcats and the Wenatchee Panthers. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Also by the Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club and the Windmill Restaurant. Our official has the captains come near the center mat, and pretty good crowd here tonight, Dad, for this match.
Darn right. This is a good-looking crowd.
Going to be an interesting one here. Both teams coming in just a couple of dual meets for both clubs, and both winless so far in the head-to-head matchups in the Big Nine as far as that's concerned. It's early in the season, just a couple of weeks in. It's hard to believe how, and I was talking about this last week on the broadcast too, Dad, about how many tournaments there are these days and how many matches these wrestlers wrestle. They'll have 40 matches by the time they get to the state tournament.
Yes, it is incredible. Years ago, they were limited in the number of matches that they were allowed to wrestle, actually. And now it seems like there's a tournament almost every weekend of the season.
There is. There's more tournaments than there are head-to-head duels as the season goes. So have the wrestlers check in down to the scores table. Jesus Hurtado, the freshman for Eastmont, will be taking on senior Javier Aragon for Wenatchee here in this first bout of the night at 113 pounds. Well, you get a sense at watching the junior varsity matches how both coaches like to coach, whether they're on their feet, whether they like to work on the mat. What did you see, if there was any theme for either club?
I actually looked for a theme and studied most of the matches looking for exactly that, and I didn't see anything particular. There were a lot of single leg moves and plain old-fashioned double leg dives, but there was not much of a tendency, and I did notice that a lot of the JVs are rather inexperienced. Yeah. As indicated by all the holding penalties, locking hands, and so forth.
Our official again, Brandon Landis, for our match here tonight. as we get ready for our first bouts. Again, unlike the old days where you wrestled from your smallest weight up to your heavyweight or super heavy as the case may be, now they do a pre-draw. As soon as they get all the all the weights, all the wrestlers weighed in, then they do a draw. And we start at 113 pounds. The whistle sounds, and we are underway here tonight on the NCW Life Channel. It's Jesus Hurtado and Wenatchee's Javier Aragon. Javier, the aggressor here from the get-go, but there's a single leg attempt by Hurtado, and then the counter by Aragon. The two wrestlers go out of bounds, and both will be up.
Good call by the referee. Good call.
Both wrestlers get back to center position here. Whistle sounds, and the early feel out as to who's going to do what. Nice double leg there, shot by Aragon. Let's see if he can get the waist behind to get control. He does for the 2-point takedown.
There we go.
That's a quick shot there. He got in well on both legs.
Well, you can see it's a senior versus freshman.
Yes. So Aragon with the early lead here in the first round. In this 113-pound match, we've got a forfeit coming up next at 120 pounds. 3 forfeits for Wenatchee in the match tonight. That's tough to overcome, giving up 18 points like that.
Boy, I tell you, that's sad.
Here comes a half in for Aragon. Going to try to get some near fall points under a minute to go in the first round.
A plain old-fashioned half Nelson and wrist. There he goes.
Chest to chest, readjusting, bringing the head up, and a pin right there by Javier Aragon with 49 seconds remaining in the first round.
Well, if Wenatchee forfeiting that many matches, if they hope to win this dual meet, they're going to have to come through with some pins to make up.
Well, you got to get 3 pins to get those 18 points back, just to get a push as far as that goes.
Absolutely right.
Speaking of the 6 points coming up for Eastmont, as Herman Jimenez will come over to the scores table, he'll check in and then head out to the mat and just get the hand lifted here for the forfeit at 120 pounds. I was talking about this with Coach Jason Urban before the match, and now also Ed Valdez, the head coach for Wenatchee. These lighter weights, it's tough to just go in the hallway and find somebody that's going to come out and wrestle those weights.
That's absolutely true. Many years ago, there was a time back in good old Cedar Woolley when they were actually missing one of the very lightest of the weights, and the coach actually sent the team to the halls to find and recruit one, and I'm not quite sure whether they recruited him or intimidated the kid into coming out.
126-pound match now for Luis Arellano for Eastmont and Julio Garcia for Wenatchee. It's the senior for Eastmont, the junior for Wenatchee, and here we go, first round action on the NCW Life Channel. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. Good crowd on hand during this holiday break wrestling match. We've got basketball taking center stage the rest of the week at the Town Toyota Center. We'll tell you more about that. Nice reach on the trip attempt by Arellano there for Eastmont.
Absolutely.
With the Columbia blue and red singlets, the gold singlets trimmed in white and purple for the Wenatchee Panthers.
Right, that was a classic freestyle move, actually. Oh, there's single leg attempt.
Arellano.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Fireman's carry.
Fireman's carry right down to the mat for a 2-point takedown. And Arellano in front 2-0 here. We're about a minute to go in this first round.
Lots of hand fighting underneath, I noticed in the JVs too, and more right here. He needs to get, there we go, get him off his base, then you can go to work.
You see that a lot of times with the freestylers. They get up high, they want to do, stick a leg in, and he just did right there. Just gave up a 1-point escape.
Absolutely, that was terrible ride is what that was.
So Arellano up 2-1, 30 seconds remaining in this first round of this 126-pound bout here for Eastmont and Wenatchee tonight.
Eastmont, the Eastmont boy is obviously very confident in his takedown skills. And we'll see what he comes up with here.
Reaches up, snaps a hold of the head of Garcia.
Snapped the head down, pick up a single, but he didn't get it.
That was a good counter by Garcia.
Absolutely.
Junior coming through with getting himself out of that position, and that's the first round. 2-1 advantage for Arellano over Garcia. Wenatchee's wrestler Garcia will defer, so it'll be the choice here for Arellano And he will take the down position. Official says the bottom wrestler ready, so Garcia approaches, and the whistle sounds, and a sit out, and a good move, and a nice reversal there for Luis Arellano.
He turned it into a switch. Boy, this is classic wrestling here.
Maybe looking for that far side cradle, reaching down and in, got to try to tip him up. Is Arellano.
Oh, there we go.
4-1 Arellano on top. Minute and a half left here in the second round. Wrestlers near the out of bounds stripe. Got him turned. They're going to get some near fall points, two at least.
His shoulders are in. His shoulders are in.
His shoulders bringing him back to the mat. It might be a pinning move here for Arellano.
He's in deep.
Lifting that head up, and there's the pin at 1:14 of the second round. And it's 6 points every way we turn here so far as Eastmont takes the lead in the match 12-6 with the pin in the second round by Luis Arellano. That'll bring us to a 132-pound match. The senior Damian Vivanco for Eastmont, and for Wenatchee it's Jacob Tumanai. So Tumanai and Vivanco as they check into the scorers table. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. We've got basketball coming your way Thursday. We'll tell you that in just a moment. First of all, here we go. Vivanco and Tumanai. Tumanai for Wenatchee. Vivanco. Tumanai got behind, but no points. Didn't have control.
Right. Did not control him on the mat.
It should be a good match here.
Another good call by the referee. Oh, there's a whizzer. Good counter. Good counter by the Wenatchee boy. And he fights his way back to his feet.
So Tumanai with the counter on the move by Vivanco. No scoring yet at 30 seconds into this first round. Wrestlers near the out-of-bounds stripe. They both stepped out of bounds, and so the whistle sounds. And the official, Brandon Landis, says, let's head back to the center, boys, and start this over again with 1:24 to go. And a nice shot on the whistle by Vivanco. Got in deep. Took him down for the 2-point takedown.
So far, Eastmont is really, really showing aggression right on the whistle.
2 points for Vivanco with just over a minute to go in the first round, and both wrestlers out of bounds. So the official says, let's head back towards center underneath our spotlight here tonight at Wenatchee High School. In front of a good crowd here tonight on this, what turned into a snowy Tuesday. Nice and warm inside here at Wenatchee High School. Reverse attempt by Tumanai. He's on his feet, got that leg, and has the 1-point escape. Nice job by Tumanai. Kind of got out of sorts there for a sec, but got himself out of it. Good body control.
Yes, he went for two, but got one.
Tumanai took a deep breath there for a moment. Both wrestlers kind of collecting themselves with 38 seconds left here in the first round. 2-1, Vivanco on top of Tumanai. Eastmont in charge of the match, 12-6. We got blood here.
Bloody nose.
The Vivanco went towards the sideline, said he's got a bloody nose, and so we will have a timeout, and they will start the injury clock. 5 minutes for the entire match on the injury clock, as it stops here with 24 seconds remaining in the first round. Our injury timeout, by the way, brought to you by Confluence Health, Wenatchee's premier treatment center for all sports-related injuries. Well, we got a moment here on the mats with the timeout. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. You're watching Eastmont and Wenatchee Wrestling. The Panthers are trailing the Wildcats 12-6, and we are at the 132-pound match. We're back right after this 30-second timeout. Well, we're back with the clock still running. I think they got the bloody nose taken care of here for Damian Vivanco, as the two wrestlers will shake hands. Good sportsmanship there, and they'll restart the match with 22 seconds left in this first round with Vivanco on top of Tumanai. 2-1 on the board. Shot there by Vivanco.
Another whizzer as a counter.
Whizzer for the counter, and almost to his back. back, and he does take it to his back with 5 seconds left. He's got the 2-point takedown, and near full points does Vivonko, and time winds out. So Tumine will stay alive, and 5 points right there before the buzzer for Eastmont's Damian Vivonko.
And everyone just got a chance to witness the counter to a counter.
7-1 is the score with Damian Vivonko on top. Well, he countered with the Wizard, but that got him in trouble.
Well, he got in trouble because he didn't use the Wizard to get to face him. He stayed with it too long, and he used it against him.
Tumine with a nice escape there.
And a shot, instant shot.
Shot by Vivonko on a 2-point takedown. That makes it 9-2. They're a little tardy on the scoreboard here, but 9-2 the score in the match. With 1:41 to go here in round number 2 of this 132-pound match. And again, almost with the escape was Tumine there. And we've got more blood on the back of the left arm, and I think we're going to get another injury timeout as we have more blood coming from the nose of Vivonko. So they'll have to go clean him up.
Yep.
And they're looking to see where the blood came from to make sure it's not coming from Tumine. I think it's coming from the nose of Vivonko. So another injury timeout. They'll continue. Was it on the back of the arm? Okay. So an abrasion apparently on the back of the arm of Tumine. And so they'll have to take care of that, as well as the blood coming from the nose of Vivonko. So now you got 2 separate 5-minute clocks running for the injury timeout. On our broadcast tonight. And that's too bad. I mean, sometimes you have great wrestlers that end up losing matches because of a bloody nose.
That's absolutely true. And of course, this all started with the HIV scares of years ago, which are commonplace now, and it became abundantly clear at a certain point that blood loss in a match was something that had to be dealt with. There was a time when the blood just flowed, and you stuffed a little cotton up their nose, and if it worked, fine. If it didn't, that's all right too.
Well, and you wonder. Of course, there's the physical part of the head smacking against the nose of the other wrestler, and that's what's causing the nosebleeds. But also, as far as their diet or lack thereof, losing weight.
That's right.
All those things, not taking enough vitamin, what is D. Getting themselves physically in a position where they're going to bleed easier.
That's right. Especially you take these weights where some of these boys right here at 132 pounds might be pulling 10 pounds or more to get to that weight. And you look out here, and there's not an ounce of extra fat on anybody.
Definitely not. So 9-2 the score is Vivonko on top of Jacob Tumine. And Jason Airman was over here at the scores table just to make sure everything is straight. And our official, Brandon Landis, comes over to make sure that we're all good. And a wry smile on his face as he backs up there.
When we're talking about diet, though, we should point out, Eric, that in this day and age, the nutrition is really monitored on the wrestlers. They're not allowed to, for example, take laxatives the day of the match just to lose a pound or two to make weight. And it's really monitored so that it's not detrimental to their health.
Tumine stands up. Vivonko follows. Tumine is escaping for 1. It's a 9-3 match with 1:07 to go here in the second round. So far, Vivonko has shown to be the better wrestler on his feet. Let's see what happens here with both wrestlers as they approach under a minute to go in the second round. Tumine with the move. Nice move, and they're going to give him a 2-point takedown, and then he turns him loose. 5-10, so 10-5. Tumine trailing Vivonko here.
This is quite a match.
Yes, it is. And another single leg by Tumine.
No, look at
the counter right to his back by Vivonko. And a pin.
That was, Eric, that was an old over and under move. One arm over the top of your opponent and the other one underneath, and a throw to the side. Well, outstanding move.
Pin or be pinned continues here in this match between Wenatchee and Eastmont. And Damian Vivonko with a pretty move there earns the pin and gives Eastmont an 18-6 lead in the team scores. We'll move to 138 pounds. You've got the junior Cesar Sidio for Eastmont taking on the freshman Leo Gutzweiler for the Wenatchee Panthers. As we are underway, Gutzweiler nearest the camera on our floor camera here. Sidio.
Oh, there we go.
With the takedown right to the back for Gutzweiler. Headgear is off of Sidio, so if they get back to their base, the official will probably stop this. With 1:35 to go here. No more a pinning move, and they're going to give 2-point near fall. He does have the arm barred up. Going to try to walk it over. Watch his weight here. Gutzweiler fighting. More near fall points coming. Got the arm out. Watch out. Gutzweiler on top.
Nope.
The 3 near fall points, or did he give him 2? 2 near fall points, 6-0. And Gutzweiler could not get himself free, so.
No, see, he didn't hold him for the full 5 count. So consequently, it was 2 instead of 3.
Sidio leading it here, 6-0. Still with the headgear down around his neck, but still has more pinning moves possible, so they're going to let the match continue.
Yeah, the referee doesn't want to interrupt the flow because this boy is going from one pinning move to another.
He's reaching in. He's got the arm or the wrist tied up, and now he's going to say, okay.
Now let's put her on.
A little break in the action. Fix the headgear. 35 seconds left in the first round with Cesar Sidio leading Leo Gutzweiler by a score of 6-0. Jason Erdman came out because that headgear was wrapped around his neck.
He knows how to put his headgear on.
Stan Opp and Dave Duffy here, former coaches for both schools, sitting right next to us here at the scores table, giving Jason Erdman a bad time, saying that he knows how to do his own headgear. The official caution warning whistled against the Wenatchee Eastmont wrestler. Keeping score now digitally.
The referee, when he flips a coin and gives him the choice at the end of the first round, he puts it either red or green in his pocket so that he can check and make sure the right person is on top for the next, for the next go round.
Gotcha. 17 seconds left here in the first round of this 138-pound match, and another turn here. Freestyle move by Sidio. Got exposure, but not long enough to get any points, and that'll be the end of the first round with Cesar Sidio leading Leo Gutzweiler by a score of 6-0.
I haven't seen that move in a long time. This boy has all kinds of moves and counters.
Well, and the leverage to be able to turn him from that angle. I mean, he's way down low.
Right.
Gutzweiler on top. He deferred, and so Sidio working from the bottom here.
See, he tried to set up a far side roll.
Boy, he's just one move after another.
There it is. That's 3 moves right there to get to a neutral position.
He's got at least.
And now he's going to take him right to his back.
Watch this. Watch this. He's got his arm tied up and the head. Instead, he'll cover the hips. And a 2-point takedown, or 2-point reversal, I should say. Or no. 1-point escape. Goodness, I thought that was at least a takedown. He covered his hips. But I think the official says they were out of bounds. So both wrestlers on their feet. 7-0, Sidio on top. Good shot there by Gutzweiler, but the counter by Sidio just too quick.
Just too quick. Just too quick.
Sidio trying to break him down.
Oh, hammerlock. Here we go.
Works on the hammerlock and then goes to bar it up. Trying to walk it around.
Bar and a wrist. This is a power move. There
power
it is.
Move. Got him turned over with 1:14. Long way to go here.
Both up.
He's got both arms locked up. Good arch by Gutzweiler. He's trying to pull that hand free on his right hand, right arm. Oh, and then he turned his head. He's got his hips over the top of the head. Just about pinning here. And another good arch by Gutzweiler. Staying alive with 51 seconds. The adjustment. Sidio looking for the pin. Gutzweiler doing all he can to keep his back off the mat, but he can't the pin. And another win by pin for Eastmont.
Wow. That was very impressive. Tell you the truth, if this boy wrestles like this every match, you'll see him at the state tournament.
Cesar Arcidio with the pin. 3 pins for Eastmont, back to back here, giving the Wildcats a 24-6 lead as we move to 145 pounds. It's Adrian Vivanco for Eastmont and Jordan Velasquez for Wenatchee. So Velasquez with the purple singlets, old school for Wenatchee.
There we are, single leg.
And takedown here for Vivanco. And the sophomore showing some early moves on a takedown there. 2-0 Vivanco on top. The sophomore leading the junior.
And once again, very aggressive.
Vivanco.
Oh, put the leg in. We haven't seen that all night.
Put the leg in. He's got his opposite arm tied up as well.
100 years ago, we called that a grapevine. Now he can figure 4 that leg if he chooses.
Got it barred up now. He's got his right leg shot in. He's got the left arm barred up. He's got to watch him.
Nice switches.
Now he pulled the leg out. Now he's got the wrist on the opposite side. Going to try to walk it around.
You got to keep it straight across. Straight across.
Can't.
The referee's right on top of it.
Can't.
Yep, straight across. There it is.
And he's tipping in. Now he sat out. Wow, look at that move.
That's
by
perfect.
the sophomore Vivanco, looking for the pin here in the first round. A minute to go. Now he's going to reverse and put a half in.
If you look that move up in the book, that's what it's supposed to look like, right there.
That was just good technique for Vivanco. And now
he's got him.
He's got
sucked
the reverse in. Got the head sucked up, and that is 38 seconds left in the first round. Velasquez trying to keep himself out of getting pinned here in this first round for Wenatchee.
Well, I give him credit. He's fighting. He got out of it.
24 seconds left. 3-point near fall. It's now a 5-0 lead here for Vivanco, the sophomore for Eastmont. Trying to get that power half from the reverse side with a leg in. With 8 seconds, with 7. Good fighting underneath by Velasquez.
Double legs in now.
2 seconds, 1 second. That'll be the end of the first round. And for all of that, Velasquez doing pretty good just to be trailing 5-0 here.
That's exactly right. I give him lots of credit, boy. He didn't give up underneath there. Boy, it looked like he was done, but he got out.
Jordan Velasquez for Wenatchee chooses to have both wrestlers standing, but a caution going to be whistled here against Vivanco. Didn't have his foot on the line.
See?
And Vivanco just reaches
heel.
down for the heel.
Oh boy, heel pick. Wow. Wow.
2-point takedown for Adrian Vivanco. My goodness. How long's it been since you've seen a sophomore with that many moves? Long time.
That's a long time. Well, that's 2 kids in a row with one move after another.
Minute 38 here left in the second round. Adrian Vivanco leading Jordan Velasquez 7-0. Now he's trying to bring that arm back.
He's going to try and guillotine him, but that's difficult at best without getting called for
Velasquez.
Dangerous hold.
He's got to look down and see that he's near the out-of-bounds stripe. If something happens here, he's close to getting it out of bounds. He's doing a good job fighting from underneath, trying to refrain from giving anything up. The official blows the whistle, both out of bounds. As we're in the 145-pound match, Adrian Vivanco leading Jordan Velasquez 7-0.
Velasquez on the whistle. Now see, he didn't make a move.
Nope.
And that allows him to once again get in a position to stick that leg in there. He needs to get out of there like that. Stand up, move.
Velasquez has the length on Vivanco.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
But all of that work to stay off his back in that first round, he's got to be a little gassed right now.
Well,
35 seconds left in the second.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. That could well be what's going on here.
Vivanco trying to do what he can from top. He had the right leg shot in there, and now flips himself to his back. That's a dangerous move, and we're going to get a reversal of 2 for Velasquez. Velasquez with that long arm reaching around on the tight waist, trying to hold on to that back arm.
There's a plain old-fashioned switch right there.
The 2-point reversal for Vivanco.
That's one of the first reversal moves that kids learn in Pee Wee wrestling.
So it's a 9-2 score. Vivanco on top of Velasquez as we head to the third. Appreciate you joining us on the NCW Life Channel tonight as we're here in the third round of a 145-pound match. Velasquez on top. Vivanco with the reverse, got the 2-point reversal. He's got that arm still right there, trying to hold on to it.
There it is. He barred it up.
And he's got the head. We'll see if he gets him turned over. Velasquez is showing a lot of strength from underneath and trying to do anything to keep himself off his back. But right now, tough position as he gets turned over. Now Vivanco trying to hold on to those arms. They aren't going to give him a 3-point near fall. It's an 11-2 contest.
He's now he's heading for a dominant win.
Velasquez got to be just gassed underneath there for Wenatchee as Vivanco continues to work on top, positioning himself with the leg shot in there, trying to get him turned.
Well, Eric, you and I both know that the longest 6 minutes on earth is a high school match.
Absolutely. And even for the wrestler on top right now, Vivanco, everything's on fire.
That's right.
Every single muscle on fire. 52 seconds. This is in the third round is when all of that conditioning, all of those mat drills and everything else comes to bear. And they're still early in the season.
Yes,
it takes a long time to get into wrestling shape.
Yes, it does. Oh, man.
37 seconds in. He's got that right leg shot in again, looking for that far side arm.
Yep.
29 seconds left in the match. Velasquez trying to grab hold of him himself and maybe try to tip him over and get himself in a position for magic towards the end. 15 seconds left in the match. 11-2, Vivanco on top, both in the match and here over the top of Jordan Velasquez. Velasquez trying to get back to his base one more time with 3 seconds, with 2, with 1, and that will be the match. And a decisive win here for Adrian Vivanco. 11-2, the decision over Jordan Velasquez. Impressive. Sophomore.
Wow. Wow, yes. That's a double wow.
So that's 4 points for Eastmont. It's a 28-6 advantage for the Wildcats. As we go to 152 pounds, it is Landon McClune for Eastmont taking on Orlando Rodriguez for Wenatchee. 152 pounds, the senior for Eastmont, the sophomore for the Wenatchee Panthers.
As of right now, pizza and hot dogs are $1 apiece. One more time, pizza and hot dogs are $1 apiece.
$1 hot dogs over the concession stand right now.
Man.
I think we just lost Michael Price, our cameraman, on the floor. We're underway here in this 152-pound match. The aggressor right now is Landon McClune. He'll back up towards the center and try to work on his feet here against Orlando Rodriguez.
I'm keeping an eye on a 280, excuse me, the 285-pounder for Eastmont. I think he's going to head over there with a basket.
Well, he's got a forfeit tonight, so he doesn't have to wrestle.
Exactly.
Shot by Rodriguez and the counter by McClune. Both wrestlers even, so they'll head back to the center with 1:15 left here in the first round. McClune tries to tie up that left arm there. Looked like he was going to try to shuck him aside, but a good counter by Rodriguez. Pretty good strength in that 152-pounder for Wenatchee.
Yeah, these guys are looking like they definitely are experienced.
Attempt at a fireman there for McClune, but a good counter by Rodriguez. Almost had both arms barred up there and took him to his back. But McClune keeps his feet. No advantage yet. Rodriguez trying to bend on him there. Meanwhile, McClune comes up with one leg. They're near out of bounds with 22 seconds left in the first round. He's got that single, reaching for the leg, took him down, and going to get get some near foul points as well. 2-point takedown for Landon McClune. And now he'll sink that half in. Look out. Orlando Rodriguez. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds left in the match. And it's a 3-point near fall and a 5-0 lead for Landon McClune here for Eastmont.
Boy, that was a lot of struggling on the sideline right over there. Right on the out of bounds.
It's tough where you don't know if any wrestler has an advantage, and both working, and almost the official could have called a stalemate there almost.
Almost. And under those circumstances, that takedown could have gone either way.
Yeah.
For a while.
So here we go. Start the second round. McClune on top. Rodriguez on the bottom for Wenatchee. Again, another leg ride here for an Eastmont wrestler. And he's going for that power.
Okay, here it goes.
Power Nelson from the far side. McClune working on top, working on that wrist now. Good job by Rodriguez to get his legs free, but now he's looking for the far side cradle. Looks like he might have it.
I can't tell whether he's locked up or not.
I can't see it. No, he pulled his arm out.
Yep.
A good job of hand fighting underneath by Rodriguez.
He's locked up now.
Now he's just got to tip him. He's not in the position really to tip him.
No, he's got a good counter. See the leg posted out?
Yep.
He can't get him over that way.
Rodriguez sits out.
Else.
And reaches up for the head.
There you are.
And a nice job on the escape by Orlando Rodriguez.
And then right
quickly
back
with the shots. He's got the single leg. McClune trying to counter on top with 52 seconds left in the round. It's a 5-1 score with McClune on top. Orlando Rodriguez, though, has the single. He's just trying to suck it in tight. But a good counter on top by McClune.
Yep, he's got quarter Nelson now. McClune does. And there.
And he let go of the leg, and McClune throws his body over for the 2-point takedown and covers the hips. 24 seconds left in the second round. 7-1 McClune on top.
Now he's in a cross face looking for that far side again.
Cross face and reaching underneath. Tough with the shorter wrestler to reach around on those long guys and try to lock that up, especially on the far side.
There he is.
He's got it locked up. Now it's a matter of if he can get the... No, with 2 seconds left in the round.
He's done.
That's going to be it here for the second round of a 7-1 lead for Landon McClune in our 152-pound match here tonight.
Boy, these are a couple of long, lean 152-pounders.
So Rodriguez will be up here for the start of our third round, trailing at 7-1. McClune sits out.
Turns out.
Looking for the switch. Reaching back, grabbing the ankle is Rodriguez, breaking his base down. Good fundamentals there on top.
Very good. That's a nice ride. Now he's got to work. He's got to get him on his back here. He's trailing.
1:38 left here in the third, and he sat back there, got out of position. 2-point reversal for McClune. 9-1 now. McClune on top.
Rodriguez got to keep moving, or he's in trouble. He's in trouble.
Now he's got him cradle up in an odd cradle there. He's got his wrist held, his neck's held, and a pin with 1:19 to go in the third.
Good sportsmanship. After the pin, McClune helped him up. I like to see that.
So our fourth pin of the night, all on the side of Eastmont, gives the Wildcats a 34-6 advantage in the team score here against Wenatchee. As we move to 160 pounds, it's Cesar Mendoza for Eastmont and Pedro Acevedo for the Wenatchee Panthers. Coming up on Thursday, just a note here on our programming, at 3 o'clock, we're at the Town Toyota Center for the North Central Washington Basketball Showcase presented by Giesa Credit Union. University and Wenatchee girls at 3. The boys will follow at 5:30. That's Thursday right here on the NCW Life Channel. So here we go, Mendoza for Eastmont, Acevedo for Wenatchee. 160 pounds.
Boy, these are a couple of stout-looking lads. Yep. That's
Head
a fine
fake and a shot there by Acevedo.
Yeah.
Got in
shot.
deep.
But didn't get him yet. Oh, here we go. He's got to trip him.
Nice lifting.
Trip him. Watch the out of bounds. Watch
He's got him in the air. And the official says dangerous hold.
Yep. If that goes down wrong to the mat, that's an injury. So good job again by the referee.
He's done a good job tonight.
Yes, he is. He's outstanding so far.
So Cesar Mendoza, Pedro Acevedo here at 160 pounds, both still working on their feet, scoreless in this one. And a nice shot, nice setup and shot there by Acevedo.
But here we go again. He's countering. See, got that leg on the outside now. See? Now watch this.
Tried to take it down
There
himself. And he does. What a counter by Cesar Mendoza.
As soon as he got his foot on the outside, I knew what was going to happen next.
He used his weight to his advantage there.
Absolutely, and he used the other person's weight to his advantage.
So Mendoza on top 2-0 as Acevedo now works from the bottom for Wenatchee.
Got to get a base, got to get a base.
And he's got the base here, and Mendoza reaches back for the ankle, breaks him down. 16 seconds left here in the first round. Acevedo doing what he can underneath. Crossface up top for Mendoza with 2 with 1. That's going to be the end of the first round here, with Cesar Mendoza leading Pedro Acevedo 2-0 in this 160-pound match. Junior for Eastmont, senior for Wenatchee.
And once again, we saw aggression on both sides in a neutral position.
So we're underway in the second round, and I stand up, and no points given yet. He's got the whizzer in there. As Mendoza trying to counter, let's see. Acevedo looking for a point here. The both wrestlers go out of bounds, and it will be a 1-point escape for Pedro Acevedo. Makes it a 2-1 contest. Mendoza on top.
Now see, when he had the whizzer in, he came to face him, so that it took away the chance of a counter, putting him on his back like we saw earlier.
Mendoza for Eastmont. Acevedo for Wenatchee. Try the arm drag there.
Yep, they're sizing each other up again now. Trying to get a setup.
Minute 15.
There it is.
Good head fake. And it
in deep.
As the single again does Acevedo. Lifting up on it. Now looking to trip. And he does. And takes him down. Did he cover? Yes, he did. 2-point takedown according to the official. For Pedro Acevedo, now he's taken a 3-2 lead.
There we are.
It's Wenatchee's first lead of the night. Crossface for Acevedo with 47 seconds.
Shove the elbow over.
Trying to lock up on that opposite arm on the crossface. Pretty good counter underneath by Mendoza as they go towards the out of bounds stripe. And they are out of bounds. The official will stop it with 34 seconds left in the second round. And a nice job by Pedro Acevedo, who's now leading it 3-2 over Cesar Mendoza.
This is anybody's match at this point.
Oh, we got a caution, I think, or the official just was not ready to go here.
No caution.
That was just good preventative officiating there. Instead of giving a caution, it was kind of the official that wasn't ready to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Acevedo, Mendoza to his feet, fighting. 21 seconds left in the round. Back to his feet. Acevedo, that's a good follow right there.
Yes, it was, and he didn't stay locked up either.
Acevedo looking for the half, can't get it in. Now he's going to try to bar the arm up.
He did.
Got the far wrists, but the Mendoza spins, and that'll be the end of the round. What a match here at this 160-pounder between Cesar Mendoza and Pedro Acevedo. Acevedo leading it by 1 as we head into the third round.
This is a stem winder. I think I'll tell you what I think. Conditioning is going to play a huge part in the third round. We'll find out who's in the best shape.
Mendoza on the bottom. Gets the word to the official. He's ready to go. Acevedo approaches and the whistle sounds. So here we go, third round, 1 point.
There's a half right there.
Differential.
Trying to get it. Trying to get it. There's power half.
Power half.
No, he's on his base. He can't do it there.
Mendoza countering underneath. Look for the half again. Did Acevedo. Goes with a power half again. Cross face.
Back and forth. Breaking down. Breaking down.
Broke the arm down. Acevedo doing a good job here since middle way of the second round to get the lead here, 3-2. Now trying to find a way to turn Mendoza. Caesar, meanwhile, trying to find a way to get to his feet to maybe tie this up with an escape. Trying to stand up here as Acevedo reaches through the legs, breaks the arm down.
Trying to turn him. Nope.
He's got that leg in deep.
Yeah, he's trying to turn him, but too much strength.
Yeah, Mendoza just a little bit too strong for that underneath.
Yep.
Mendoza right now thinking maybe let's get out of bounds, get back to the center. 50 seconds left in the round. They go out of bounds, and that'll be a whistle, and we'll have 47 seconds left. As head coach Jason Erdman comes over, hollers at his wrestler, Mendoza, about what to do from the bottom here with 47 seconds left. I mean, you're an escape from tying it or a reversal from taking the lead. Sits out. Acevedo counters. Broke him down, shot that leg between the...
Here goes the bar.
Got the arm barred up. Mendoza trying to get to his base. Can't do it. Trying to turn him. Got to watch for the chicken wing.
He's tired.
30 seconds left here in the third. Wenatchee trying for his first win of the night in this match. Watch the arm. Watch the arm. 21 seconds. Oh, he let it go. Now he's got the half. Can he turn him? Mendoza fighting from the bottom with 10 seconds left. Acevedo can't get it. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 3-2 score. Mendoza tries to get to his base with 2 seconds with 1. That's it.
What a match. What a match.
Pedro Acevedo wins it 3-2 over Caesar Mendoza at 160 pounds.
Oh, those boys will be meeting again in the district tournament, league tournament.
34-9 our team score. Eastmont gets its second points of the night. As we move to 170 pounds, it's Josh Hill for Eastmont, a senior, against the senior for Wenatchee in Kean Davis.
There's a good chance that these boys have wrestled each other for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
so here we go.
Yep. We'll see. Oh, yeah.
And fighting on their feet, trying to gain the advantage and see what the other wrestler is going to try to do here. Point, counterpoint, and a nice shot there by Hill. And a good counter by Davis.
Right.
Hill's got that leg in deep. Davis countering, though. He's going to try to reach back for the head. Now grabs a hold of the leg, trying to free his leg from that single leg there by Josh Hill. Hill's got to be careful here and keep his base. He can get turned over. And a stalemate going to be called here by the official. Good call by the official.
Yep, they had a leg apiece.
Head grab by Kean Davis. Hill backs out of it. Under a minute to go in the first round. No score between these two at 170 pounds.
Here we are. Good shot.
Josh Hill.
And a great counter.
And he covers. And he's got a 2-point takedown. .30 seconds left in the first round. Crossface by Hill up top.
Got the ankle trap. Got a figure 4 on it now.
Davis underneath to his base. Gotta watch the far side cradle. Davis sprawls out with 10 seconds left in the round. Trailing it 2-0 here to Eastmont's Josh Hill. battle of seniors here at 170 pounds. And that'll be the end of the first round here. The choice will be for Eastmont, and they'll defer. Will Josh Hill. Kean Davis will take down. Not too many wrestlers you see on the down position with the ankles flat on the mat.
No, that I was just looking at that. That's kind of well, it shows his flexibility, I guess.
Yeah. I remember Spud Wally used to tell us, you keep your ankles flat. Don't give them that ankle for the ankle ride.
That's right.
We're here in the second round of the 170-pound match. Josh Hill for Eastmont, Kean Davis for Wenatchee. Hill leading it 2-0. He's got the up position here as we're in the second round, and not a lot of movement from down under by Kean Davis right now.
No, he's working his head over.
Hill looked at maybe that power half, didn't do it. Now he's reaching down for the ankle.
He's having trouble getting him flat again.
Yep. Hill reaches around with that tight waist and breaks him down. But right back up to his base is Kean Davis. So they break him down again. Does Josh Hill with a minute to go here in the second round.
That's it's a great
Reaching
ride.
up for the head is Kean Davis. He's got the ankle traps of Josh Hill.
He's got the leg in. But watch this. Poor
Kean
form.
Davis
Look at this.
going to take it right to his back with 37 seconds left in the round. Davis looking for the pin. Reaching. Lost the Nelson, but we're going to get a 2-point reversal and a 3-point near fall. And suddenly it's Kean Davis leading it 5-2.
That's what happens if you stick the leg in and then get loose. He pulled his arm through the gap and
pulled his head out and
instant reversal and right to his back.
10 seconds left in the second round. Now to his feet is Josh Hill. Going to get the escape. It's a 5-3 match. 2 seconds left in the second. We're going to head to the third here, and this one is a good one at 170 pounds.
Another stem winder, right? It's going to go right to the end again. We'll see one more time. Who's got the stamina?
Eastmont leading in the team score 34-9 over Wenatchee. So Kean Davis on top, Josh Hill on the bottom. Hill trying to reach back for that leg.
Yeah, now Davis has the leg in.
Davis with the leg in. He's got a little bit more height advantage on Hill. But Hill with the counter.
He's getting careless, see?
Yeah, he is getting a little too high. And a 1-point escape. It's a 5-4 match. Josh Hill now shoots. Davis with the counter. He's got the whizzer in. And who's going to get the advantage here? Davis on top. No advantage so far. Whoa.
Wow.
Both wrestlers near the out-of-bounds stripe with a minute 13 left here in the period, and they're still going to be on their feet. 5-4. Kean Davis leading Josh Hill. That could have been a pin either way right there.
Oh, it could have.
Davis reaching out, both wrestlers.
It was advantage one, advantage other, advantage one, and the other.
So fantastic. Here we go. It's going to come right down to what takedown here. Basically, will win this. Minutes left.
I think so.
In the third. Who will get the advantage here? 5-4, and there's a shot by Josh Hill. Counter by Kean Davis. Cross face. He's got the single leg. Holding on for dear life with Josh Hill underneath. Davis trying to get the cross face across there. See if he can get the points. He leads it by 1. Hill trying to do what he can to see if he can maybe get the takedown. Hill crowding. He got that other leg, and he keep a hold of it. Now the counter by Kean Davis on top with 25 seconds to go in the match.
He's trying to break that hold on his leg.
Josh Hill holding on for dear life. We're going to get a stalemate again with 19 seconds to go.
Another good call. Let him square up.
Josh Hill with 18 seconds, trailing it 5-4. Hill looks at the clock with 12 with 10. He's just going to go for a shot here with 9 with 8. with 7, with 6, shoots with 5, with 4. They go out of bounds with 3 seconds left. 5-4, Kean Davis and Wenatchee leading it. Now the whistle with 2 seconds, with 1, and that's going to be the match. 5-4 win for Wenatchee's Kean Davis over Josh Hill. Another great match in a row here.
Great match.
And a win for Eastmont. Or for Wenatchee, excuse me. That makes it 34-12 with the win for the Panthers. And now we'll move to 182 pounds. Brett Womack for Eastmont. Lucas Carranza for Wenatchee.
Well, we certainly have a height advantage in this one.
So here we go, 182 pounds. Brett Womack, the veteran senior here for the Eastmont Wildcats, against the sophomore in Lucas Carranza. And taking it right to his back. That's almost a dangerous move right there. 2-point takedown. Carranza trying to get back to his feet. Might have a 1-point escape. He does. Surprised he didn't call that a dangerous move there.
Well, he turned him loose, though.
Oh, I guess he did.
Yeah, see, he didn't hold on to him all the way to the mat. He let go of him in the air.
Brett Womack
kind of
with
a wild move.
2-1 lead here. Showed his strength, that's for sure.
WWE.
Picking up a 182-pound man like he's a garbage heading out to the street corner.
Sure, and take him out to the middle to dump him, but it didn't work. He bounced right up.
Carranza, I love it. Ed Valdez told me before last week's match against Davis, he calls him Costanza.
Costanza.
Sophomore out there wrestling for the Wenatchee Panthers. Womack trying to set up a move here with 50 seconds left in the first round. Leading it 2-1.
Well, the senior kind of slowed up now.
Yeah, he did.
When he found out that...
Now the double leg and out towards the out of bounds, and any advantage? No. Both wrestlers up. 36 seconds left in the first round.
The Wenatchee boy has some strength, you know
Yeah, he
that?
does.
And he's quick.
Crossface, look out, coming out of bounds. The big boys hit the dirt, or hit the deck here, off the mat. Everybody's all right, and they're both still on their feet.
Yep, that didn't seem to bother anybody very much.
I think Womack, after he dropped him on that first move, got the takedown. He's kind of surprised that he's come back so strong.
Yep, now he's got him.
Here's Womack with a takedown now, 14 seconds left, but right back to his feet is Carranza, and he spins. Looking to get the escape. Will he get it before they go out of bounds? Comes back towards the center circle. The official gives him an escape, and will he give Womack a takedown?
No,
Let's
he
see.
didn't. He didn't give him
the escape. No. Okay, he had his hand up.
Well, yeah, but he was indicating control.
Jason Erdman comes over to talk to the official here. 4-1 is the score on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he wants clarification on what was going on there at the end too. But I thought he had his fist up with the red fist up. So he was just showing that he was still in control.
Still in control.
Yeah.
Okay. 4-1 is our score right now on the board.
Boy, these heavier kids now, they're putting on some show.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Yeah, this looks like late night TV.
34-12 our team score, with Eastmont on top of Wenatchee. The Panthers have won the last 2 matches in a row, close ones. A 3-2 decision by Pedro Acevedo and a 5-4 decision by Kean Davis. So the decision is for Wenatchee here, and he will take down Lucas Carranza, as Brett Womack will approach from the left side or right. Comes over to the right side. Well, left of the wrestler, but right hand dominant on the stomach.
Yep, that's the right hand right.
Carranza quick to his feet. Womack counters. They head towards out of bounds, and Womack trying to drag him back on the mat. Covers. Well, that was a nice attempt at the escape by Carranza, and a nice follow by Womack, and no change of position.
But by golly, I'll tell you, when he came to his feet, the Eastmont boy was locked up on him, but he broke that lock instantly.
Yeah, he did. Carranza on the bottom here. Womack on top. Switches sides. Carranza again quick to his feet. Trying to break the hands.
Here we go.
And he does. 1 point escape. 4-2 the score now. Womack on top.
So now we're back again looking for that takedown.
Womack pushing, looking for the opposite leg, and both wrestlers go out of bounds, tumbling. And so we'll get back to the center circle.
So far, Eastmont's doing all the work on the feet here for the takedown.
Womack pushing, shooting, looked at the fireman, but a nice counter by Carranza. And he got the 2-point takedown.
Sure, that's what happens if you lose the arm. You give it up.
Carranza trying to hold on for dear life as Womack got to his feet. No escape. We're tied at 4. How about that?
Yeah, this is interesting.
59 seconds left in the second round.
Now it's going to be real interesting. We'll see what kind of a ride this boy's got.
Carranza on top. Womack.
Yep, plain old ankle.
Yeah.
You got to improve on that, though.
Trap the leg. Now you got to watch that knee as he's got it trapped. Womack gets it free. Cross-face attempt there by Carranza. Womack trying to get to his feet. Carranza try to cross leg and brings him back down.
It brings him back down.
34 seconds left here in the second round, and both wrestlers to their feet but out of bounds, and so Womack will still be down here with 30 seconds left in the second round. I'm telling you, Carranza is impressing me.
This Carranza has some strength now. You know, with more experience and some more moves, he's going to be somebody.
Yeah. Well, he's the kind of wrestler that can, and we're going to get a caution whistle against Carranza, and here's the inexperience that came in.
Yep.
Got to have his chest in line with the back of the wrestler on the bottom.
Chin's supposed to be on the backbone.
Yep. He had it too far over. Whistle sounds. Womack takes his right leg out, now reaches back trying to rip the hand off of his left foot, stands up. But right there locking the hands is Carranza, and they go out of bounds. And the Eastmont coaching staff saying, hey, that's close, but not quite. They are out of bounds, and so the control still for Carranza here with 18 seconds left in the second round.
Carranza's going to have to be a little bit careful shoving him clear across the mat out.
And there's a beautiful switch attempt by Womack. Complete. And the 2-point reversal. 6-4, Womack on top with 8 seconds left here in the second round.
This is going to come right down to that third round business again.
Wow. What a match.
This is a fine match.
182 pounds between Brett Womack of Eastmont and Lucas Carranza of Wenatchee.
Carranza, he's really got a future in this game.
Womack leads at 6-4. Womack chooses down here to start the third. Trying to sit out with a counter there by Carranza. Does a good job following, keeping the hips on top. Hand fighting underneath.
Third round, that's really important, because every time he gains his base, he has to pick his weight completely up.
Yep. Both wrestlers go out of bounds. Control still for Carranza here with 1:38 to go in the third.
Womack is showing a little bit of fatigue at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, especially these bigger weights, 182 pounds. You're asking the wrestler on the bottom to pick up, 264 pounds.
Yep, that's right.
They get to their feet. And no, 364 pounds. Do your math, Eric. Minute 33 left, and you can see Womack breathing heavily here.
Yes.
Working from the bottom, but he's got the lead.
I have a hunch that Womack probably was a football player.
Oh, yeah.
And during the football season, he probably weighed 190.
So Ed Valdez just told Carranza to go ahead and let him go. Give him a 1-point escape, so they both start on their feet here. So going to go for the takedown and maybe near fall. He's trailing it now by 3. And there's a beautiful leg shot there by Womack.
Single leg.
Counter by Carranza. They step towards out of bounds. And he's going to give him 2.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Wow. I didn't think they had the control out of bounds.
First time tonight that I have to disagree with him, because Womack came down with his knees completely out of bounds. So he was not inbounds when he achieved control.
But a 2-point takedown given to Womack here for Eastmont. 9-4 suddenly the score. So Carranza is going to have to get a reversal right to the back here for Womack to have a shot in this one. 1 minute to go in the match.
Yeah,
Carranza maybe running out of gas here. Womack tried the power half. Shoots a half in near side, but he's got Carranza up on his base.
Well, he keeps him hand fighting the efforts.
Carranza stepped to his feet again. Hand fighting with 35 seconds, goes out of bounds. They're going to say no. Oh, 1 point escape. It is 9-5 now the score. Or stalling. So it gave a point to Carranza.
Oh, that's what that fist in the air was before.
Yep.
It was a stall warning.
A stall against Womack and 1 point to Carranza. So 30 seconds left here in the match. Long time to go. Carranza battling from the bottom. Womack on top. Womack's got that arm underneath with 20 seconds left in the match.
He's got to make it look like at least that he's trying to turn him. He already has given up a point for a stall.
8 seconds, 7 seconds.
Oh, he's got it.
Looking for the arm with 4, with 3, with 2, and that's going to be the match. 9-5 win here for Brent Womack at 182 pounds. Good match. Lucas Carranza had nothing to hold his head down about. The sophomore,
that's for sure,
did himself just fine there at 182 pounds.
That's absolutely true.
So 37-12 becomes our team score here as Eastmont extends its lead, and now we go to 195 pounds.
Oh, this is a forfeit.
Okay, now I had Jose Galarza listed as the wrestler for Wenatchee at 195 pounds. So it looks like we got a little switch here as Jose Galarza, I think, will go up to 220. So it was a win for Christian Flores at 195, and the forfeit makes it 43-12. And now Wyatt Erdman is going to wrestle, and it's Jose Galarza. So a last-minute switch here by Ed Valdez.
I see.
So you got a freshman out there for Eastmont, and a more experienced wrestler in Galarza. He's a senior.
I see. Well, that's what we're looking at here. That's what the idea is, that to give Wenatchee the edge here.
So Galarza is a 195-pound wrestler, and he gets the takedown there on Erdman. Erdman just a freshman at 220. So Galarza wrestling up, but definitely with the experience on the younger wrestler.
And it's already showed with the takedown move.
Yep. So a 2-point takedown here for Wenatchee. And so Jose Galarza for Wenatchee with the lead here 2-0 over Wyatt Erdman for Eastmont. And we're a minute 10 left here in the first round.
Oh. He's got a hammer lock.
Got the hammer lock, trying to reach around and grab hold of it with his opposite arm. And now he's got the bar in. He's got the head in. That's a pinning move right there with 55 seconds left here in the first round. Galarza looking for the pin. Got to adjust back a little on his chest here. 44 seconds, long time for the wrestler on the bottom to try to keep his head up, and that will be it, a pin for Galarza. With 39 seconds remaining in the first round. The pin for Galarza of Wyatt Erdman. So that makes it 43-18. Now Christian Tonga should be getting a forfeit here. At 285, he will. And so that'll make it 49-18. And this Christian Tonga was talking to his coach before the game.
Right.
Just an animal as a sophomore on the football field. I mean, he controlled the line of scrimmage as a defensive end as a sophomore, and I was really looking forward to seeing him wrestle. Now we have it. Cheyenne Chang for Eastmont, Kelsey Ibarra for Wenatchee. Girls wrestling for the boys varsity match, and this will count towards the team's points here in this match here tonight. Both of these wrestlers are ranked in the state in girls wrestling at 106 pounds.
106, huh?
Chang for Eastmont, Ibarra for Wenatchee. This might be our best match of the night, as both wrestlers head out of bounds. 49-18 the team score. Eastmont's going to win the match and get their first win of the season. Ibarra in the purple singlets, Chang in the red singlets.
Boy, I think this is a cat fight.
Panthers and Wildcats, definitely so. Ooh. Nice setup there by Ibarra, but the wrestlers were out of bounds. So the official will blow the whistle, and everybody will come back towards the center. Chang looked at the shot, won't take it. Ibarra with the counter. Ibarra might have 2-3 inches height advantage on Chang.
Lots of hand fighting.
Chang reaches down, tried to grab the single leg. Ibarra pushes her away. Ibarra trying to do a throw here.
Whoa, easy.
As both wrestlers go out of bounds and off the mats. 50 seconds left in the first round. No score yet.
And they're both working for that takedown. There's no dull moments here.
Chang looking for legs. Ibarra looking for the throw for Wenatchee. Ibarra reaches up, grabs the head again. Chang, a little too strong. So they back it away. Ibarra with the toss.
Yeah, she's trying to almost pull her down to invite her to take a shot.
Right. Shuck her by and come up behind her. Oh, speaking of which, Chang did that.
Yeah, amazing. There was your shuck.
Chang with the 2-point takedown. She's got the lead here with 5 seconds to go in the first round.
A Chang shuck.
Quite the move for Cheyenne Chang there.
It was.
To get the 2 points and lead it 2-0 as we head to the second round. Eastmont will defer, so Wenatchee's Kelsey Ibarra will have the choice, and she will take down here in this 106-pound match, our final match here tonight on the NCW Live Channel. Appreciate you joining us, along with my dad, Dave Grandstrom. I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCW Live Channel.
This is a great way to end the evening right here.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a draw. It's supposed to be a blind draw, but I don't think it was any mistake that we have this match as the final match.
I don't think so.
Ibarra had 3 posts up, couldn't get the 4th post up.
Oop, don't reach back.
Don't reach back.
Whoa.
Chang doing a pretty good job of holding serve here, leading it 2-0 as we're in the second round, 30 seconds into the second round.
But Chang can't get her off her base to work on anything.
Both wrestlers go out of bounds, so we'll head back to the center. Chang shaking her arms, a little burn going on there.
Yeah, trying to hold that girl down. That's a struggle. That is a struggle.
Chang working from the top, Ibarra on the bottom here for Wenatchee. Now she stands up, try to quickly get the advantage, speeding! No escape.
Well, Eric, you know that your youngest niece is wrestling again as a 6th grader down in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, Carly looks like she's got the aggression and the moves.
Yes, she started off for 2 years in the Pee Wee wrestling, but quit for several years because she whipped a boy and he started crying.
And she felt bad. We got locking the hands. We're going to get a point going to Ibarra here.
Yep. And it was true, too. You can see it.
So 1 point to Ibarra. She trails at 2-1 here with 54 seconds to go in the second round.
Nothing on the start. I expected an explosion.
Yeah. Kelsey Ibarra on the bottom.
There's a bar.
There's Chang has her barred up.
Yep.
Got to try to break her down.
They're going to hit. Oh, look at her.
Oh, look out.
Didn't work.
And now, watch it. Ibarra has the advantage on the 2-point reversal with 30 seconds to go in the second. Both wrestlers to their feet, and it will be Ibarra up.
Wow, 3-2 with 24 seconds. Look at that bottom. Look at that pose.
Sitting out to the side, and now we're going to have a caution warning against the upper wrestler. Or no caution.
No, just readjustment.
Readjustment. Again, a good job of preventing officiating there. Love that. Ibarra out to the side, working for exposure points. Roll, but no hold in there. Look out, Chang underneath, fighting for life with 5 seconds. Ibarra trying to get her turn. Look out, she's got the half in, and that's going to be the end of the period. I don't think there's going to be any points.
Yes.
Oh, 2-point near fall.
Yeah, he counted one.
5-2. Kelsey Ibarra leading Cheyenne Chang as we head to the third.
What a turnaround. What a turnaround. It looked like it was headed just exactly the other way.
Both wrestlers on their feet here to start the third. Chang with the shuck. Ibarra reaches out. Grabs hold.
Oh, head and arm.
Head and arm. Both wrestlers out of bounds.
That was lucky for Ibarra because she countered.
Yeah, Chang countered her and almost hurt her back.
Yep.
Ibarra, mouth agape, breathing heavily here with 1:44 to go. She's leading it 5-2. Got to be a smart wrestler right now. Chang trying to snap the head down. Chang for Eastmont. Trails it by 3. Again, reaches up towards the head. Both wrestlers looking for the advantage here. 1:14 to go. Single leg by Chang. Counter by Ibarra. Chang trying to hold on. Cross face by Ibarra. She's got the length. She gives up the leg. 2-point takedown for Ibarra. She leads it 7-2, under a minute to go.
Oh, she's locked up on the cradle.
She's got the cradle locked up on the far side. Now trying to work it over. Chang back to her base, trying to break that lock. Chang reaching down, trying to hand fight. Ibarra checks the clock, 38 seconds left. You look at both benches here, so many wrestlers and coaches on their feet, hollering out to the girls on the mat. 27 seconds left. Chang doing what she can from the bottom. Ibarra in control. Oh, she could have got the half in. She could have got more points. 7-2. Ibarra on top in the match. Chang underneath. Cross face for Ibarra. 10 seconds left. Ibarra trying to get a turn again. Reaching. Chang with a good counter underneath, trying to grab hold of that leg with 1 second. That's going to be the match. And a come from behind win for Kelsey Ibarra over Cheyenne Chang. 7-2 the final.
Great match, fantastic match.
And the final here in the head-to-head team-wise is Eastmont winning it 49-21. How about that? We'll take a 2-minute break and come back and get you the post-game show on your way next. Thanks for watching wrestling tonight between Eastmont and Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School as we got people walking in front of the camera. Oh, well, that's okay. Final tonight is Eastmont downing Wenatchee 49-21 in the head-to-head as far as the team is concerned. Let's recap what happened as far as the match is concerned. 113 pounds went to Javier Aragon of Wenatchee with a pin. 49 seconds remaining in the first round. From there, it would be Eastmont for the next, 5 matches in a row. German Jimenez gets a forfeit at 120 pounds. 126-pound match went to, by the way, a pin for Luis Arellano. A pin for Damian Vivanco at 132 pounds. Pin in the second round for Cesar Sidio at 138 pounds. Then a sizable win, 11-2 for Adrian Vivanco over Jordan Velasquez at 145 pounds. Then at 152 pounds, it was a pin in the third round for Landon McClune over Orlando Rodriguez. And Dad, that match at 152 pounds, that pin in the third was just a matter of attrition for Rodriguez for Wenatchee.
It certainly was. Like we were saying going into the third round, it was going to be just a question of conditioning, and it proved to be just about that.
We moved to 160 pounds. That's where the match kind of swung a little bit in Eastmont, or in Wenatchee's favor, as Pedro Acevedo earned a 3-2 win over Cesar Mendoza. 160-pound match, 170-pound match. They were great matches.
They're fantastic.
Ken Davis then also with a 1-point advantage win, 5-4 over Josh Hill at 170 pounds. And that was a fantastic match as well.
Another fine match.
We went to 182 pounds. Brent Womack earned a 9-5 win over Lucas Carenza. And for the sophomore Carenza for Wenatchee, he showed me a lot here tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Very impressive. He's got a definite future in the game, and I imagine he's a player of other sports as well.
Then it was a forfeit as a little switch up here for Ed Valdez for Wenatchee. He took his 195-pound wrestler Jose Galarza, moved him to 220, and that's where he would earn a pin in the first round over Wyatt Erdman. And that would be the last win for the Panthers until the final match of the night. As you mentioned, that Christian Tonga got a forfeit at 285, and then Kelsey Ibarra came from behind 7-2, and I kind of had a suspicion that there was a reason they left that match for the final match of the night. That was very entertaining.
Marquee match, and definitely both those girls are going to be contenders to state. You
Absolutely.
can see that.
7-2, the final. Ibarra comes from behind to beat Chang. So that's our match here tonight. 49-21 is the final as the Eastmont Wildcats come into Wenatchee and knock off the Panthers to get their first win in the dual meet season. A long way to go in this one. They'll be looking towards MAC Classic 30, unbelievably, in Tacoma coming up in February. As far as we're concerned here on this broadcast, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. We've got a huge crew here tonight. I don't know. We're going to do more wrestling, I guess, get some more help out here. Everybody wanted to see the wrestling night on this Tuesday night. Thanks to Dan Coots, our line producer here on the site here at Wenatchee High School. Thanks to Michael Price, our cameraman on the floor. To Jessica Medina. She's up there somewhere, taking probably down the camera gear up top. She was in the stands tonight. Also to Marion Tresh, our grip here on site as well. Back in the studios, we had Becca Freemuth running the controls. I also heard we had Caitlin Hedersheet back there for a little bit as well tonight. So a huge crew tonight, and we appreciate you being here with us on the broadcast. And Dad, thanks for coming. I was hoping the passes were going to hold on for you to come over here and do some wrestling. After we finished the match last Tuesday, I called Dad and I said, okay, I called it a heel pick. What was the move that was going on? So better yet, I thought I'd have the old guy come over here and talk some wrestling.
I'd like to point out that the crew that's taking the mats out of here is doing a magnificent job.
Well, and it takes a village, definitely, to make it happen as far as wrestling is concerned.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a great opportunity for me to do a broadcast here with my dad, and maybe coming up in January we'll be able to get him back over here for some more wrestling on the NCW Life channel. That's going to wrap it up for an entire crew here at Wenatchee High School tonight. We'll be back on the air for more sports coming up on Thursday at 3 o'clock for Wenatchee and U-High from the Town Toyota Center as part of the North Central Washington Basketball Showcase tonight. It was a showcase for Eastmont as they knock off Wenatchee by a final of 49-21. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for Wenatchee High School Panther Wrestling on the NCW Life channel. Today's broadcast was brought to you in part by the Wenatchee Racquet and Athletic Club, the Windmill Restaurant, Les Schwab Tires, Confluence Health, TC Slingers, and the Walkabout Grill. We now return to our normal programming on your source for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.